In this video, I want to just briefly talk about the Pathfinder and just kind of how to combine different shapes. So I'm going to grab an ellipse and we'll just start with that. I'm going to give it a fill color of blue, and I think I'll just get rid of the stroke for now. I'm just going to turn that off. Okay, so I'm going to draw out an ellipse. Okay, and then I'm going to make another ellipse, and I'll make this like a yellowish ellipse. Just drag that out. Okay, so we're just going to talk about the Pathfinder. And what this does is basically allows you to combine objects together. I'm going to open up or expand my layers here just so I can explain some stuff later on. So the Pathfinder is found under Window, Pathfinder. Okay, so once you have this Pathfinder window or panel open, you can combine different shapes with this. So you have to have at least two shapes, of course, to combine. And what you do is basically I'm going to overlap these two shapes just slightly. I'm going to select both of them. Then I'm going to come over to the Pathfinder, and throughout these different buttons are different ways to kind of combine different shapes. You can also do things like dividing shapes up or whatever, but I'm just going to go through the basic ones since they're kind of the most useful. And this one here is called Unite, and when you click on that, it will unite the two shapes together so that now they're actually one path. They're not grouped together or anything. You can see that in the layers panel. They're actually a shared path. If I get my white arrow, I can actually just manipulate the different vertices or anchor points on this. So I'm going to undo just to go back and show you some other things. If I wanted to subtract a shape from another, if I select both of these and I go to this, which is minus front, you can click that and the shape that's in front will be subtracted from the shape that's in back. So that's kind of important why I have this layers panel open. I'm going to undo that, and we can see that this path, since it's on top, this yellow one, is in front of this path. If we did it the other way around and we flipped these, we can then select both of those and minus front, and now the blue circle will be subtracted. So that's kind of how that works, and you can make some cool shapes with that. Let me show you another way to kind of rearrange your layers. If you right click on this particular shape and you go to Arrange, you might want to take note of these hotkeys here, or these keyboard shortcuts. The Shift Control bracket will bring this shape all the way to the front, which means it puts it at the top of the layers panel. Bring forward will bring it forward one step, which is just Control right bracket. Send backward, Control left bracket will send it back one step or one layer. And send all the way to the back, basically, we'll just put it at the bottom of the layers panel. So I'll just bring this forward, and then we can kind of see, if I wanted to make a donut, I could put this in the center or make a ring of some sort. Select both these shapes and minus front, and there you go. You have yourself a ring. I'm going to undo that to show you a couple other ones. If I select both of these and I select this Pathfinder function, it will basically keep the intersecting shapes. So anything that's not intersecting will disappear, and the parts that are intersecting will be the new shape. So if I click on that, now we have the leftovers of those intersections. And I'm just going to undo that, and we'll do the opposite, which is exclude. So anything that's overlapping will exclude that area. So if I click on that, now we see this part's excluded. So with these ones, you're going to get a group behavior. So if I select that, or actually really just with the exclude, since it kind of turns into two shapes here, you'll see group over here in the layers panel. So you just might want to just take note of kind of what you're dealing with. Also, if I wanted to, say, move these shapes individually, I get my white arrow. As long as they're two separate pieces, I can select this one piece. Sometimes you have to click on the white space to kind of get rid of the current selection, and then click on the shape again. And then you can move these pieces individually. If you select them with a black arrow, of course, since they're grouped, they're both going to move together. So kind of the white arrow is kind of the separate piece mover, and the black arrow is the entire shape mover. You can experiment with these other Pathfinder functions, but that's basically what it does. It just combines shapes and allows you to kind of split them up or subtract one from another. And that is about it.